Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Game 2 here between the sides of Basically Unknown and of course Team Empire. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Draskell, and we're ready to get ourselves into the draft, and so should you, because it's well underway. And so far, well, they didn't ban it, and Team Empire, they do get the first pick, and they get themselves the Beastmaster again, Draskell.
I don't know. Did they really just think that Leshrac is that good?
Apparently
that they need to ban it.
Apparently so.
Like, I could even let banning the Visage slide because it ended up doing a lot of work in the previous game. But I think a lot of the reason why that the Visage was able to shine is just because the way their composition worked. Like, between having Hawk Vision, having the Visage birds everywhere, and like the Beastmaster Roar, like A-Mother said, even if the Gyro got BKB, it didn't really seem to matter much because the Phoenix Egg still gets a full duration ulti like every single time, and he managed to keep it alive just by refreshing a Roar. But they're going to do the same Leshrac ban that they did in the previous game, and it looks like it'll probably be a DK versus Beastmaster mid matchup. I think that both heroes will probably farm, but Beastmaster might have a tiny edge just because of Boar and how annoying it can be. It's also nicer for rune control because you can send like a Boar to a rune and you go to the other, and you can like either try to deny one and take the other, or whichever way you want to go about it. But the man of last game, Resolution, the guy, the myth, the legend.
He's pretty damn good, and he's pretty damn good on the Beastmaster. It's, I don't know, it's not going to be nice for Basically Unknown. I mean, they start off with the Skywrath with the Dragon Knight, and we're talking about the power of the Dragon Knight. We've obviously seen in this patch it can be very good, but indeed, as you question, it's how good is it going to be in lane against the Beastmaster and those boars. It's not fun. It's not fun, especially as a melee core to be against.
Yeah, it's awful, because at level 7, you always max Boar now, because you can have 2 of them out simultaneously, so you're going to have 2 of them just hitting you for 60 damage apiece. And then, again, rune control, having Hawk Vision. I really am wondering if Basically Unknown feel confident in playing against the Beastmaster Vision this game, or if they just think that the Visage was the reason why they lost. But I'm looking at it in the sense of the Visage only had good impact because of the rest of their composition.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think it was something that was good on its own. I think the Beastmaster is just always solid, no matter what you do with it.
Okay, and well, Clockwork is going to be the pickup for Basically Unknown, and Undying for Team Empire. And it's, I mean, the Undying Gyrocopter Beastmaster already, that looks terrifying.
Undying actually is amazing against Clock because you don't ever really want to hook an Undying, and he has no way of killing the Tombstone. So his auto attack, like base attack time, is not really that great. But yeah, I think Undying is extremely powerful right now. He's gotten a ton of buffs that I'm not even sure all were completely necessary. Like the zombies are just like immune to most forms of like physical splash now, so it's very hard to just AoE them all down. That means you have to attack the Tombstone. So Undying, definitely a top tier pick. And I love Clockwork as a hero too. Like I think he's really solid.
Yeah,
I'm just not sure about it in this game.
Okay, well, we'll see what they decide to follow up with. I guess you already do have the Clockwork Scarf combination, which is very nice for blowing up.
It's a good way to get a kill. My primary concern is like, if Gyrocopter gets BKB, then the Clockwork Hook is not really that useful against him. And Team Empire are showing that they still want to play like pretty aggressive. Like you don't pick Undying to AFK farm, you know. You pick Undying to try to get a good lane advantage, and then they've shown once that even if they make a couple of mistakes, like the miscommunication with the Aegis and Silent dying twice, even with that, they can still execute their strategy like any other top tier team. So if they manage to get that control twice, I don't know if Basically Unknown are going to have the same method of fighting back. But I guess Clockwork does give you some nice gank potential. I wouldn't even be surprised to see them... oh no, never mind. They can't pick up a Zeus anymore because they already have DK. Never mind, they won't go Zeus.
Okay, Quap is going to be the pickup in response to the Rubik from Basically Unknown. So now with the Queen of Pain picked up, I mean, we were talking about the fact that Beastmaster would already do fairly well against the Dragon Knight. Do you put the Beastmaster in the offlane in this situation? Do you leave the Quap there, or is the Quap picked up because Empire want to run an aggressive tri-lane and therefore want to try and match up the Queen of Pain against the Clockwork, do you feel?
Either one is very good. Like, you don't want to put Beastmaster against Clock, so it'll probably just end up being Beastmaster mid. And Queen beats pretty much any of these heroes in a one-on-one scenario, except for maybe Sky, but it's going to be Sky support, like 100%. And Basically Unknown are going to last pick their safe laner, but aggro tri-lane is very, very possible from Team Empire. And that could be part of the reason why Basically Unknown decided to take Rubik, because Rubik with Gyrocopter Undying is actually a really nice support to have, just because Lift Like, moving somebody out of position against Gyro is a lot better. The cast point is taken away now from Rocket Barrage. Also lets you just get a ton of free damage off, so could be a nice just counter pick in general. And plus, null field is great if you get to late game. But last game, I'm pretty sure the Rubik didn't even need to get to late game because they had just pretty much won the game by the point that null field would have even been effective, so.
Oh, the final pick for basically unknown. It's
really
going to be a Luna against
this is like
aggression.
I really don't know about Luna here, man. I'm like terrified for basically unknown.
Okay.
That seems like a really weak laning pick for me. Like, Luna is so squishy. Like, if they pick one decent laning support and they go aggressive, that lane's gonna get like pooped on really hard.
I mean, even when she gets a BKB, I mean, the Sonic Wave and the Primal Roar, that's gonna blow her up.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really like wondering what basically unknown are thinking here with the last pick Luna, because obviously it's good for some kind of AFK farming hero, of course, and it's good in some lanes where you go aggressive and you think that you can contest the enemy's lane. But Undying Gyro is already so strong.
Yeah.
It's so strong. How do you fight into that with like Rubik Sky? Those heroes are paper, especially against Undying. Like, I don't know. I'm terrified for them. I would not want to be on basically Unknown's team right now.
I'm sure they've got a plan, and now with the Bane, I mean, the aggression and the control is certainly going to be there from Empire in the laning stage.
This is going to be in a ridiculously hard laning phase for them.
Oh boy. Well, we'll see what they can do here. Basically unknown, you know, we don't see the Luna every day. And maybe.
No. I'm happy to see different heroes, don't get me wrong. Like, if they can make the Luna work, power to them. But I think the laning phase is going to be a huge struggle for them.
We are going to have a quick pause here as, unfortunately, maybe some more DC issues. We do know, of course, it's worth noting, so who we've got standing in now for Empire. So it's Ivan, just Ivan again, just the one standing in, of course, for the side of basically unknown. We've got Slavi, who's sticking around, as well as Shashlo, standing in for both Mind Control and Pure Evil.
Yes.
Who aren't in the game at the moment for the side of basically unknown. So that's what we're going to be having going on in a minute. Hopefully, if we're able to get the game underway soon. But indeed, does look like we have a quick pause. But anyway, I mean, I think I know the answer anyway. From the draft alone, it's looking pretty good for Empire.
I mean, if it goes late, then basically Unknown are always going to have a chance with two kind of hyper carries. Like, late game DK is pretty scary. It's just a matter of, can they get to that point? Like, Empire did not give them much breathing room after the second Roshan. It was like, we messed up once. Okay, our bad. We get the second Roshan. We pressure you to an extent that you cannot recover. Like, no way. They got the gem. They revoked all the control away from basically Unknown, and they had no counterplay. Like, they couldn't find any picks. Even scouting out a lot of their smoke ganks with Zeus ultis, that was all they could do to stay in the game, was just like Zeus ult off cooldown, see where they are, try to farm, run back to base, and wait. You cannot play that style and hope to win, I think, against a team like Empire.
Well, we'll see what goes down as we get ourselves into the second game here of this two-game series. And resolution there with the good luck arise. Oh, his words were certainly not measured there with that little bit of a call-out. But anyway, it is going to be resolution on the Magnus, on the side of the Radiant on Empire. On the Queen of Pain, of course. Wow, now we're going to go with the Gyro on the Queen of Pain. Yeah, Ivan. Ivan's going to be on the Quap, and up here on the top lane, it is going to be this aggressive tri-lane of a low hard dance and dying, silent on the Gyrocopter, and always want to fly on the Bane. Andy, what are we seeing from the Dire?
All right, so first we're going to have Insolent. What is he called again?
Stomanen.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, it's Stomanen playing Rubik. Nico Baby is going to be playing the Luna. Going to have Slavi stand in here, playing on the Skywrath Mage. Arise going mid on the DK. And then stand in number 2, Shachlo is going to be playing the Clockwork.
Alright, and indeed, so looking at the lane matchups, it pretty much feels to me at least that Empire, they've got the lanes that they wanted. They've got the Quap against the clock.
Every single lane they wanted, they got. This is like not necessarily a triple lane loss. Like, mid will probably go okay for the DK, but still, this is like, I don't know, man. I'm like so scared for basically Unknown. Like, how do they fight this lane? How?
They're going to try and do their best here, but indeed, this is not going to be a nice lane for Nico to farm in on this Luna. And I mean, we're just going to see the Gyro get a pretty ridiculously good head start. I mean, with the Rubik and the Scarf, is there any potential catching anyone out?
Not for the first few levels. Not a chance. Like, they just don't have the damage. The Skywrath does damage over a pretty long period of time, and if it gets down to like burst versus burst, a good rocket barrage and a decay and a soul rip plus brain sap will trump any damage they have. Like, look at this!
Look at
There's 4 stacks of decay on this Undying. He hits for 80 damage. They're all dead. How did they let this lane happen? This was like so obvious from the Undying pick. I actually think this draft is like totally lopsided. Like, first game, okay, maybe you could say Empire slightly outdrafted them, but they still had a chance to win. I think this game is like a gigantic outdraft.
Nico's a little bit far out on his own here, and he's going to get Nightmare. They're going to try and move Silent in, but the Nightmare will be taken off the Luna by the Rubik. But this is going to be quite something if basically Unknown are able to pull themselves through this early laning back kind of phase.
Didn't Arise say in an interview like a week or 2 ago that he doesn't like drafting?
Oh, was he? Yes,
Isn't he actually drafting when he said that he also considered himself like a really bad drafter? Maybe. I'm not trying to flame him. I'm just saying like he actually said that. I don't know. This is like...
They might get a kill here. I mean, Bane's been caught out. He does have a Nightmare. He's going to Nightmare at the Luna. Tombstone will be thrown down, and that's going to be instantly the key for the side of basically Unknown to disengage. With the zombies chasing them down, looking for Slavi now. It looks like he's going to be in a bit of trouble. The beam will come down onto Bane. Maybe First Blood will go to the side. Silence trying to go onto Stomanen, but already a low hard dance. He's found himself Slavi. Bane's still alive, and now Silent. He's turning around onto the Rubik. It's a double kill for the low hard dance and Undying. It might even be more because Nico's here. Nico's trying to find Silent, but Undying's coming in. Can he find himself the triple kill? No, because Silent will find it. Silent does take an arcade bolt to the backside, and he will go down, but it's a 3-for-1 trade. The aggressive trilane from Empire totally destroying the lineup of basically Unknown. Maybe they lose the Bane here. Just Mana coming in. He's still only level 1, though. He's got a telekinesis. Will lift the Bane backwards, but Bane heads up to the high ground. He should be okay. There's backup being rotated in from the Beastmaster. Clouchy's bot, maybe not.
Boots.
Oh, yeah. One more touch, and they bring him down, but Beastmaster coming in with the ball. Oh, I don't think you get away from this one, Stoneman. And he has got some people reacting. There's axes available, and that is a dead Rubik. Nico with the Lucent Beam, but the balls are there. You're not going to be able to chase this one down. Arcane Bot does fly through from the high ground. That was a concussive shot, but it's, yeah, and he's able to regen back up anyway. 4 for 2. And even though basically Unknown finds some kills, Empire just going to be happy because this is the aggression that they look for with the draft, and they're finding it.
Well, let's just take into consideration. Basically, Unknown got the best possible start to that engagement by catching out the Bane, like completely isolated from the other 2 heroes in the tri-lane. So they had a lot of time to damage him. Got him to like half HP, still get First Blood triple killed. And all they get in return is like, they kill Silent, they kill the support, but Resolution also gets a counter kill on the Rubik. So it was only like a 1 more kill on top of the whole fiasco in the top lane in general. But the Luna has 2 creep kills. 2. Jara has 19.
Indeed, not great. Ring of Protection south, that's all the Luna's working with at the moment. Bottom lane, they're going to try for some action here onto the Clockwork, onto Ivan as well, because there's a rotation from the Rubik. Ivan has still got mana to blink out, and he'll do so straight away as soon as the Rubik comes into the lane. So, this is going to be a tough one for basically Unknown, to say the least.
I actually have no idea how you even play out of this, because the obvious answer that they've come up with is, let's try to rotate our supports, pressure the solo lane, so maybe we pull the other heroes away from Empire's tri-lane and try to find some room for the Luna. But when you do that, you run the risk of Empire just killing your tower at like 6 minutes into the game. And for a safe lane tower to be dying this quickly is not a good thing. You don't want your safe lane tower to be dead this quick when Luna needs a lot of farm, especially against these types of heroes. Like having a BKB against this style of team is almost mandatory, and even then, you're still playing against Beastmaster.
We're seeing like a 4-man rotation from basically Unknown, trying to find something onto Ivan here. Everyone by the Luna.
This commitment.
Come on.
This. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Hello.
Anticlimactic.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And Luna's actually in a...
I mean, even if this gank succeeds, even if they kill this queen, that tower is going to be dead top lane.
If Resolution roars Nico's dead. Surely, with the boars and the axes.
Maybe. He has boots, though. Luna's extremely fast.
But the boar's slow.
Maybe. I guess
He's got creeps to dive it with as well. I mean,
yeah, Luna only has 400 HP.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, maybe he can,
They don't quite see her. They don't quite see her. Maybe there's the creeps coming. No, she's going to go straight into the
Luna has great night vision, though, so I would find it hard to believe that he'll get into a position to roar in the first place.
And like, Ivan, he's able to blink out of this, and that's a 4-hero rotation. I mean, they might get some damage onto it. They might be able to take the tier 1 on the bottom lane with the DK, but I don't know. It's a lot of pressure being applied and a lot of space being created for Jara.
Yeah, I mean, they're rotating with the DK, which is kind of nice. This is good, though. I kill Yvonne here.
With the Ancient Seal and the stun, but oh, with the Soul Rip.
DK,
oh,
lethal damage, bro.
Thanks you, 6.84, he says. Tombstone gets dropped down, though. Slavi might be in a bit of trouble. Bane's here as well as the Undying. There's going to be a Primal Roar onto Shashlo. They've already lost the Scarf Mate. They're going to lose the Clockwork as well. It's a double kill yet again for this Undying, and this is, you got to be careful if Aloha Dance gets his Undying.
Well, you got to be careful if you see an Undying and then pick a Luna into a very obvious aggressive tri-lane. I mean, that's what you got to be careful of, at least in my opinion. But I think basically Unknown are starting to realize their laning phase is definitely not going to be that great. I mean, this Luna has less than a creep kill a minute.
So how'd you come back from this position, Draskell?
God, I mean, just keep trying to rotate and hope that you can create enough space with your rotations, like your DK pressuring towers, your Clockwork has to make gigantic plays, like needs level 6 desperately, and you need to try to pull Empire apart a bit. You need to make them react to you so your Luna can find some space. I mean, that's probably the best choice, but even then, like, Nico's level 3 right now at 7 minutes in as a safe lane hero. I don't know, man, that's really rough.
I mean, why do you think they did want to draft the Luna? What positive does Luna have in this situation?
I mean, if Luna gets to like BKB and Manta and such, and like Helm of the Dominator, she can be very strong. Like, there's no doubt about that. But there's 2 disables that go through BKB in this game. There's Fiend's Grip and Roar. So
Luna
yeah,
might be in a lot of trouble here. I mean, Cooldown and Tombstone are laid down, and that's your position 1 gone, just like that.
This is an ugly game for basically Unknown. I mean, it's not even like they're playing it bad, it's just that they can't really do anything with their heroes. Like, there's just an inherent flaw in the draft in that they cannot contest any of the lanes. Like 1 versus 1, Queen beats Clockwork. 3 versus 3, Empire's tri-lane wins. Middle lane at best would be a wash. Like, both heroes just get some farm, which is pretty much the case. Like, Arise is farming okay. Resolution's farming a tiny bit better, but that's also because he's had a lot less pressure applied to him, and Arise also rotated bottom lane to try to push the tier 1. So that's the only lane they've had that's done much of anything. Now, between the 2 supports of Rubik and Sky, this Rubik is... Oh, no, he didn't get the Nightmare. I guess Vision? Or maybe he didn't want to go for it.
Well, just a couple of seconds of daytime as well, but indeed, yeah. Didn't maybe feel like diving. They do have the Primal Roar back and available. Now with the rune picked up, Resolution will be able to top himself. Bottom lane, there's going to be a hook shot onto Ivan, and with the Ancient Seal, this time it might be a dead crop. And there we go, Nico finding himself a little bit of golden XP from that, and he certainly needs it with the start that he's had. Meanwhile, the push will come in onto the mid lane from Team Empire. Rise and Shtaman will be here to fend it off with the Fire and the Fade Bolt.
Yeah, they got pretty good spam on basically Unknown, so that's kind of one of their plus sides. So they like Fade Bolt, Breathe Fire, they got Flare, they got Luna Beams. They can heavily burst somebody, but it's a little bit deceptive, like how much damage they can do to one hero if everyone's in the area. And it's like I said, they're not playing bad. They're finding some counter kills. They've killed the Queen 2 times in a row now. Even though he's been winning the lane, he doesn't really have anything of note. He doesn't even have his treads, and it's about 9 minutes in. So they are keeping him down to a degree. They just need to do this for so long. Like, after a while, Empire are going to react to one of the ganks, and it's just going to look really bad because basically Unknown need their ganks to succeed. That's how they come back in the game.
Okay, they've got both DK and the Scarf in their own jungle at the moment, just seeing if there's anyone hanging around. But Empire at the moment, everyone apart from Ivan on the Quap, all towards the mid lane. Looking to apply the pressure here, try and take themselves at tier 1. And I don't know if basically Unknown are going to be able to do anything to stop it. The Hawk coming out here from Resolution. Scout out the foreground, and the tier 1 will start to fall. Bottom lane, Quap maybe looking for a bit of action here against Nico, and Nico will simply TP himself out of that one. But that is going to be the middle tower going down. More money in the pocket of this gyrocopter, 4.8k gold alongside the Resolution Beastmaster, as they both sit 1.6k ahead of that Dragon Knight.
That game's still looking really solid here for Empire. They probably can just claim the offlane tower for free if they really want to. They don't really have the best team for doing an early Roshan, which is kind of a good thing for basically Unknown, because a lot of these teams pick at least one hero who just says, okay, we can kill Rosh at any point if we have the opening. But Empire, I think, are going to have a bit harder of a time unless somebody picks up a Dominator. I think if anyone, it would probably be Gyro. Or maybe they can just use the Boars to tank. I don't know how durable they are in comparison to Roshan, but it's still going to be a while before it's going to be easy for them to take that kind of advantage. And that gives basically Unknown some time to try to get farmed. Dear God, man, I don't think I've ever seen a Luna have this little farm in my entire life.
How many CS are we on now?
16 at 10 minutes. 16 creep kills at 10 minutes.
Well, it's better than the 1 CS a minute she was on before.
I mean, yes, exponentially better. But still, like, almost quadruple the CS on the gyrocopter.
I mean, we're seeing like halfway through level 5 in Luna. How's Gyro doing in terms of XP as well? What we seeing now? Yeah, nearly level 8. And with the phase Aquila Yasha complete as well. It's not pretty if you're a Luna in this situation.
I think right now, basically Unknown wish that it was 6.83 because they need some serious rubber banding.
They really do.
We'll see if they can manage to make anything happen with the clockwork in the sky. Slavy was farming top, so he's halfway to 6 now. Once he gets Mystic Flare, their ganking potential is going to go through the roof. Like, they'll be able to solo kill pretty much anyone on the side of Empire.
They have smoked up, but they did do it indeed straight under that very nicely placed Radiant Ward in between the tier 1 and tier 2 on the mid lane. So you'd imagine Empire going to be fairly careful here, but Silent maybe not got the memo here because Clock is leading the way and has got a hook shot.
Nice.
And that is going to be a gyrocopter going down. So even though they spotted out the smoke on the map, it looks like they weren't exactly ready to take it on. Well, might be able to find some kills off the back of it though. Maybe this is the plan. We're on to Shashlo with a slow from the ball as well. A little bit of a short hook shot there onto Slavia. I'm not quite sure what he was aiming for. The Rise will try and TP out. He'll get away. And so does the rest of the team. In fact, they only lose the clockwork. Oh, apart from Arise. Arise has been left alone here. Will go down as well, 2 for 1. As they lose the gyro, but they do take the DK and the offlane clock off the back of it.
Well, Empire is still getting more out of it in the end. Just getting more than 1 kill. That's why it was so important for basically Unknown to make sure their gang succeeded, because that's the only thing they can do to come back. Like, they can't farm lanes. It's just too easy for Empire to set up and like continue to push towers. So they're trying to play off map a bit. They're trying to find ganks, which I think is definitely the right way to do it. It's just they've dug themselves such a hole with the laning phase. It is so unbelievably difficult to come back from this.
Fortification will come out here on the bottom tier 1. And there's Shashlo and Slavi come in on the clock on the Skyraf. Of course, no hook shot available. 12 seconds and it will be back up. But at the same time, Beastmaster has the Roar back online in 10 as well. The tower will go down and Low Hard Dance will be able to take the final hit to it. And still, Empire continuing to maintain their dominance in this game. And in a game that, indeed, the Luna's farm isn't looking too great. She's coming up to 3k gold. Has she managed to finish up anything on top of the treads now? She's got the Aquila. But it is, we keep saying it, but it is a tricky game here for Unknown. And I mean, obviously they let the Beastmaster through. Do you think they just anticipated that they could deal with it in lane? I mean...
The Beastmaster has actually been the least of their problems for a while. It's more just the aggressive trilane that hurt them the most. Like, you could even probably be okay with the bottom lane matchup too, just because Clockwork will probably always get experience, even if he doesn't farm a lot. But Smoke here, middle lane. Possibly looking for a resolution or something.
There's your hook shot indeed onto resolution. Can they get themselves in? Yep, with the Mystic Flare. Zorit will buy resolution sometime, but it won't be enough to keep him alive. That's going to be 1 hero down, but this time, can we see Empire go again for reinitiation? Cooldown catches the Rubik, and the Clock with the Shadow Amulet is going to protect you against the Scream from the Queen of Pain. Dragon Tail onto Silent, Lucid Beam as well, and now in comes Luna with the ultimate. They have managed to find the kill onto the Gyro as well. It's a 2 for 2 trade so far, and now Low Hard Dance, he is all on his own here. Maybe he goes down as well. No, he's got the Tombstone, and the backup of Ivan with the Sonic Wave. Triple kill for a Low Hard Dance. He's going to find more. Slavi goes down as well. It's an ultra kill. A Low Hard Dance in a position where he looked like he was all alone, but the Tombstone into the Sonic Wave. This Undying pick is doing absolute work for the side of Empire.
Dem decay stacks. I mean, honestly, Undying is a monstrously good hero right now. Like, he was even good at the end of 6.83. People were starting to recognize it. Like, this is the patch of the run-at-you heroes, I think. Like, Beastmaster, Centaur, Undying, Ursa. Like, all those heroes just run at you and try to kill you, right? So, maybe basically Unknown are just playing, not necessarily a bad style, but I do think that any other hero, basically, besides Luna would have been better. Like, just some kind of ranged hero who could just farm the lane instead of having to worry about, like, trying to get contested against what Empire were doing. But That can happen sometimes. You pick one hero that, like, we talked about Brood last week and how that hero kind of ruins a draft. I mean, the Luna kind of ruined their draft.
Hey, man. They get Ancient sealed up, but Shashlo ticking down will go down to the Beastmaster's ball. And Resolution will be able to get himself back as he just take an axe to the face, stolen from by the Rubik. 15-7, 15 minutes in. And Gyro now with a nice little Ancient stack here, also for the bank. He's Jaskal.
It's kind of a bummer because there really isn't that much to talk about. It's like, when you get out lane so horribly, there comes a point where any amount of analysis is just like, okay, yeah, there are moves that they can make. There are small things that they can do to increase their efficiency, but in the end, their laning phase was poop. It was terrible. And now they are just in a huge deficit solely because of that. There was no decision that was made like gameplay-wise that I think was super bad by basically Unknown, but just the hero choice and the laning choice was the only reason they're in this position in the first place. Like last game, I don't even think they played that badly too, even if you could consider both games an outdraft by Empire. This one's just like so unbelievably bad that it's like, all right, we're behind at minute 1.
There it goes.
Oh, we do see 4 of them here. Down is the jungle. Gonna try and take this tier 1 here. There is both a Bane and a Quap in the neighborhood. It's gonna be a 4v2 if Bane decides to walk into this, but no, Bane indeed keeping his distance as well. Mid lane, there's a bit of a wraparound here. They're looking for the Rubik. They're going to be able to jump on him. Resolution has got the Roar. If he gets himself vision, he will be able to go for it. Tombstone gets dropped down. There's your Roar. And this is going to be Stamanen falling very quick. It's a godlike streak for your Undying. 16 minutes in. There's going to be a nightmare onto Slavi. Nico with the Lucent Beam trying to chase down Bane, but all the TPs are coming in, and here comes Undying. Hook shot onto Bane, onto Shashlo, but now with the Mystic Flare as well, they do bring down Bane. It comes Silent on the Gyrocopter with the help of Ivan. It's a double kill for Empire. Slavi's trying to run away from these Necro units, but they're chasing him down. There's backup as well as Ivan's blinking forward, trying to close this gap onto the Skyriff Mage. Silent is fairly speedy here with the SMY in the face boost. Will get slowed down by the concussive shot. The Urn of Shadows goes down to Slavi. Blink forward, won't quite find the Scream. And the Telekinesis actually holding the quad back. Rubik will go down to the Rocket Barrage and Silent's punches. There's going to be a dagger onto a Rise. Silent and Undying just chasing it down. Dominating streak for Ivan as he blinks forward to clean that one up. But 20-8. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
It's just, you know, I want to ask what went wrong, but I feel like we've been over it quite a few times, even in the short lifespan of this game, Draskell.
Yeah, it seems like kind of beating a dead horse at this point. I guess you could just say kudos to Empire for understanding like what's good already, like having the idea of Beastmaster was already good. He got buffed. Let's pick him. We saw how successful teams can be with it, like Vega, for example, who are going to be playing against Empire in the next series. So it'll be interesting to see how each of those teams favor.
Yeah, Mag
it's going to be banned in that series, like 100%.
It's going to be 100%.
Like both teams know how good it is, and both teams have a player who are extremely proficient at the hero. So I would be very surprised to see it go through.
Will Rise with the Shadow Blade. He wants to see if he can make something happen, but it's a little bit too risky. Bottom lane, Beastmaster, Resolution's a little bit all alone here, and he's going to get caught out by a hookshot. Was bringing Nico down fairly low. The Mystic Flare onto Resolution's head is going to mean he's very much dead. And that's your Beastmaster done and dusted, and Luna is kept alive.
Yeah, some overconfidence there. We saw it in last game as well, with Silent going into the woods with the Aegis and kind of just dying twice. But I don't think it'll hurt Empire's game plan too much. They do end up securing the tier 2 because of that death. They just want to continue their death grip over the game. And that Gyro is still doubling the Luna CS here at 18 minutes, 120 comparative to 63. So I think they're still in good shape. Still not really that good at killing Roshan though. And good God, the warding. Empire just, they light up the map like a Christmas tree when they want to take control, don't they?
They really do. I mean, yeah, the warding's been pretty much impeccable in both series, and as well both games of this series. I mean, talking beyond this game, if you're Vega and you're watching this, other than the Beastmaster, what do you think you've got to think about in terms of draft style and in terms of hero and player skill?
Well, Empire, in both games, they didn't really need to win their lanes, but this game, they won their lanes super hard, and their mid game is good, and their push is good. So their lineup is very well-rounded. Like, they have good pick, they have good push, they have vision control, and they just continue to fight like whenever they can. I mean, there's been 20 kills by just Empire in a 19-minute game. So they are definitely an aggressive team. But I don't think that Vega are really scared about that aspect of it. I think it's just the Beastmaster gives them the potential to exploit their lineup so much more. Because instead of just having a lineup who can gank, you always have the potential to gank because of the vision that the Hawk gives. And no one really on basically Unknown can kill the Hawk that easily unless they see it moving. Like that you need to Fade Bolt it or something like that. Whereas in the previous game, there was a Zeus. So even if you thought there was a Hawk in the area, you could randomly bolt and you might kill it, you know, and that's a good thing. And you also had the Zeus for dewarding purposes, whereas now you need to actually commit money to being able to deward in the first place. So maybe think about, if we're not first pick, we ban Beastmaster. If we are first pick, we let the other team ban it because they probably won't let us get it anyway, and then try to build our draft off of that.
Okay, so 20 minutes in now, Roshan and Helm with the Dominator. So who did the EA just went to the go to the gyro in the end? Didn't,
yeah,
did indeed. Yeah, this is a stacked gyrocopter. 9.5k net worth. They're just so far ahead of the entire team of basically Unknown. If you just look at the top 4 leaders on the net worth board, it's all green. Empire, they're up there, and there's about a 1.3k difference between the Undying and then the DK, the highest on the side of Unknown. I think they'd need something even more than 6.83 in this situation, Draskell.
They're fairly tenacious, like, to be able to stay in the game like this. A lot of teams probably would have tapped out after you get dove at your tier 3 tower at like 15 minutes into the game, but basically Unknown not willing to let this one go. They're just going to keep it up, try to counter push the tier 1 off lane while Empire go for the tier 2. I mean, they can't fight. Like, it's fairly obvious that they have no chance of winning an engagement, at least 5 versus 5. So if they can't find a pick, they just go for the counter push, and with the help of Luna, they actually push decently fast. The Book 3 is up with Blink now on Resolution if he wants to go Blink first. And they pop a smoke, but it gets like immediately revealed in the Skywrath, so I have a feeling they'll know.
And the Book's out. And indeed, Arcane Bolt's just being spammed out towards the Undying, but Undying with this Crimson Guard, it's going to be so hard for Unknown to fight into this. They head up to the racks, tier 3 down, and now the racks are taking a serious amount of damage. They've lost the top tower to the Dragon Knight, and now Rise will come back. Hook shot in straight away, but he gets silenced up immediately by Ivan's Orchid. As the clock down, Mystic Flare comes down to silent, but he just walks out of it. Luna's been taken out of the fight. Arise will follow as well, and 22 minutes in, GG well played is called, and well, it's back to the drawing board, I guess, if you're basically Unknown. They need, I don't know, Beastmaster. You got to be, I mean, and
Undying.
Undying.
Yeah, Undying is maybe even more problematic than the Beastmaster was for this game, because it was picked, I think, 3rd or 4th, and it gave them the potential to always pick another support and just go aggro. Like, they even banned Witch Doctor, I think, for the sole reason that they were scared of an aggressive lane, because that was their last ban, Witch Doctor. Yeah. And then they picked Luna, and I'm like, you're just inviting Empire to go up there. You're just like, we're going to pick a really weak laner who kind of needs like heavy disable to be able to function in lane, but we have a Rubik and a Sky, like 2 paper heroes against Undying, Gyrocopter, Bane. 3 heroes who are all very hard to kill.
Yes.
And all do a pretty significant chunk of damage in the early game. And like the first couple of decays that were thrown out by the Undying in lane, they were like 2-3-man decays. So when the first engagement happened, at the end of it, like Aloha Dance had over 1,000 HP at like level 2 or 3. I'm just like, you cannot fight that. It's impossible. Doesn't matter how well you play unless they're like running at your tier 2 tower. You know, it's just tough.
Yeah, I think tough is probably a light way to put how basically Unknown found that game, because, well, Empire absolutely destroying BU in that, and it of course means the series will be 2-0 to the side of Team Empire. They do take a very convincing win against this side, and I think it's something that we were kind of anticipating. We were looking forward to seeing maybe Rise getting as Magnus, but indeed Empire, they know how to beat them.
Yeah,
I mean, and it works.
But that's a difference between like a team who recognizes the strength of another team. It's a respect thing, and sometimes it's warranted because you know, he's honestly like probably the best mag player in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even like, there's no competition really. Well, maybe there's like a few other really good Magnus players, but he's got like 10 billion games on the hero. So just ban it. Like, why would you deal with it? I don't know. It just seems tier 1 teams should still do that.
Indeed, and I think after the other teams in the league maybe saw how our Empire's success came off the back of that, they'll probably be following suit in terms of their
Arise is going to be like, maybe I shouldn't draft the next couple of games.
Maybe. If it was was it a Rise draft?
The first one wasn't so bad, but
No.
I mean, most drafts are a collaboration between the team. Like maybe like the captain has the final say.
Yes.
But the team can put in their input.
So anyone that inputs Luna is probably going to ignore
In that
it
game?
next time. Like, no, we're not.
I mean, as soon as I saw that pick, I was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's the hero you want for that." And it turned out to not be the hero.
It did, indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it indeed for the first series of the day. Empire take it 2-0 against the side of Basically Unknown. We'll be back, myself and Draskell, with the latest series, which is between Empire again and Team Vega Squadron. So that should be a little bit more exciting and arguably a little bit more even.
I guess that one was going to be a 1-1. That was my prediction.
So it should be a little bit more even, but of course you'll catch us later for that. First of all, we're going to run you some commercials and then back over to our host to hear what they had to say about this series at hand. But for myself and Draskell, we'll catch you guys in a bit for the second series.